Słuchasz podcastu Angielski z Konradem. Nowe odcinki każdego tygodnia. Jeśli chcesz popracować nad płynnością, nabrać odwagi do konwersacji, skorygować często popełniane błędy bądź poznać skuteczne metody nauki, ta audycja jest dla Ciebie. Remember, you're not at school, so chill out, kick back and enjoy yourself. Let's begin. Witaj w kolejnym odcinku. Zanim zaczniemy, pozwól, że pokrótce przypomnę, jak możesz wykorzystać mój podcast. Jeżeli czujesz się pewnie ze swoim angielskim, wystarczy, że przesłuchasz audycji. Dla tych z Was, którzy potrzebują odrobiny pomocy, pamiętajcie o notatkach do odcinka. Zatrzymuj podcast, przejrzyj notatki, w razie potrzeby powtórz nagranie. Zapisz się do newslettera za pośrednictwem strony angielskiskonradem.pl, by otrzymać natychmiastowy dostęp do notatek z tego i wszystkich poprzednich odcinków. Dostaniesz również powiadomienia o nowych odcinkach. Jeżeli masz pytania, uwagi bądź sugestie, skontaktuj się ze mną za pośrednictwem adresu angielskiskonradem@gmail.com bądź za pośrednictwem fanpage'a Angielski z Konradem na Facebooku. Switching to English. Greetings! Hello everyone! Welcome to another episode of Angielski z Konradem. This is episode 39, another episode of Film Corner. This time it's on Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I hope you'll love the show today. Let's begin with some vocabulary. Clammy. Clammy. Lepki. Bum. Bum. Żebrać. Condone. Condone. Akceptować. Dweeb. Dweeb. Ciamajda. Oblivion. Oblivion. Niepamięć, nicość. Today's episode is about something very, very bad. Skipping school. There are other expressions for not attending school during school days, such as playing hooky, cutting class, being truant. It's very, very bad. You should never do it. If you're still at school, that is. Unless you're Ferris Bueller. If your name is Ferris Bueller, you will get away with pretty much everything. Who is Ferris Bueller, you ask? Played by Matthew Broderick, he is a senior in high school. Everyone, apart from his sister Jeannie, loves him, which allows him to get away with anything. One beautiful day, Ferris decides to pretend he's sick in order not to attend school. He's even giving us, the audience, some pointers on how to fool your parents at home. Ferris is constantly breaking the fourth wall, meaning he addresses the audience directly. He looks at the camera and speaks to you as if you were within speaking distance. If you stick around to the very end of credits, he even tells you that the film's over and there is nothing left to see. So, it's the beginning of a beautiful spring day in the suburbs of Chicago. Ferris's parents let him stay at home, oblivious to his plans. They don't know that Ferris is fooling them. He looks as if he was on the brink of death. As his parents leave the room, he tells us that they bought it. Ferris gives us a set of tips on how to fool our own parents at home. Fake a stomach cramp, moan, wail, oh no, my stomach, and lick your palms. No phony fevers, you don't want to end up in a doctor's office. It sounds childish, it sounds silly, but it got Ferris off school 9 times already. Anyway, he fools around for a while at his place, sings, dances, even calls his fellow students at school, who believe his story and start a fundraiser in order to buy him new lungs. Ferris is not happy with staying at home, though. It's his 9th sick day after all. I looked it up. In American schools, you usually get 5 sick days without a doctor's certificate. So he wants to make it count. He doesn't want to waste it. He doesn't want to waste his time. Who would? Why would he stay at home? It's a beautiful day. It's sunny. He wants to go somewhere fun and do something exciting. He calls his best friend, Cameron Fry, who is a bit of a hypochondriac. He feels sick all the time despite being completely fine. Cameron lacks any self-esteem. He's not confident and he's very gullible, meaning he will believe anything Ferris says. Also, he lacks any motivation to change his life around. Since this is to be his final sick day, Ferris wants to spend it in style. Cameron's dad just so happens to be a happy owner of the 1961 Ferrari 250 GT California. A very beautiful, very rare, and very expensive car. It is his love, his passion, and his fault he didn't lock the garage. Ferris ignores Cameron's objection and hops right in. Cameron follows suit. Those old Ferraris pop up on auctions every now and then. The asking price is usually around 20 million. The asking price. It goes up. Unlike in Polish educational system, where you get promoted to the next class as long as your grades are okay and you've got at least 50% attendance, Americans take this matter very seriously. 9 sick days are considered reasonable grounds for holding a student for another year at school. Edward Rooney, the Dean of Students, the guy that, among other things, makes sure you attend school, is hell-bent on using his power to hold Ferris back for the senior year. Along with Ferris's sister Jeannie, Ed Rooney is the only person in the entire world who sees through Ferris's deception and lies. One problem remains. Ferris's girlfriend, Sloane, is at school. The boys need to break her out. So they make up an entire story about a dead grandmother and call Ed Rooney to release her, with Cameron posing as her father through the phone. The whole ruse works, and so begins their trip through downtown Chicago. The trio visits most of the important landmarks, like Willis Tower, the stock market. They watch a baseball game, see priceless works of art in the Museum of Contemporary Art, attend a parade, nearly get caught by Ferris's dad. Actually, when you compare their day off to a regular day at school, you may argue that they had learned a lot more than they would have if they stayed at school. Look, I'll stop here with the plot. I don't want to spoil the entire story for you. It's a great film and you should watch it yourself if you haven't already. So, what's there to learn apart from English? Let's go through the list. You can fool your parents that you are sick by licking your hands. Being a less popular sibling is an uphill battle, but you get to date young Charlie Sheen in the end, so I guess it's all good. Vintage Ferraris are choice. If you are persuasive enough, you will get away with murder. Being overzealous about your job is a first-class ticket to nowhere. We were lucky that we didn't have a dean of students back in our days. Only losers stay at school. It's a waste of time, really. Nobody will respect you unless you stand up for yourself. So how does this 35-year-old film hold up today? Surprisingly well, actually. It's mostly thanks to relatable characters, great storytelling. The director John Hughes directed a few really memorable teen films, and excellent writing. Here are some of my favorite quotes. You will find translations in your notes. This is my 9th sick day this semester. It's pretty tough coming up with new illnesses. If I go for 10, I'm probably going to have to barf up a lung, so I'd better make this one count. Life moves pretty fast. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. Cameron is so uptight, if you stuck a lump of coal up his ass, in 2 weeks you'd have a diamond. Okay, a little bit of context for the next quote. Jeannie calls the police after finding out the dean of students broke into her home in hopes of finding Ferris and introduces herself as Bueller. Look, it's real nice that you hope my brother is feeling better, but I'm in danger, okay? I'm very cute, very alone, and very protective of my body. I don't want it violated or killed, alright? I need help! The question isn't what are we going to do, the question is what aren't we going to do? My best friend's sister's boyfriend's brother's girlfriend heard from this guy who knows this kid who's going with the girl who saw Ferris Bueller pass out at 31 Flavors last night. I guess it's pretty serious. Okay, that's it for this episode. Be sure to follow me on Spotify. It really helps me reach more people with my content. If you have a question, an idea, or you just want to say hi, contact me at my email address angielskiskonradem@gmail.com. In case you have forgotten, here's the revision of today's vocabulary with some example sentences. You'll find the translations of the said sentences in your podcast notes. You'll hear each sentence twice. Let's begin. Clammy. Clammy. Lepki. His hands are clammy. He must be at death's door. His hands are clammy. He must be at death's door. Bum. Bum. Żebrać. I could be the walrus, I'd still have to bum rides off people. I could be the walrus, I'd still have to bum rides off people. Condone. Condone. Akceptować, pochwalać. Not that I condone fascism, or any ism for that matter. Not that I condone fascism, or any ism for that matter. Dweeb. Dweeb. Ciamajda. The sportos, the motorheads, geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebs, dickheads, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude. The sportos, the motorheads, the geeks, sluts, bloods, wastoids, dweebs, dickheads, they all adore him. They think he's a righteous dude. Oblivion. Oblivion. Niepamięć, otchłań, nicość. You make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney? The man could squash my nuts into oblivion. You make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney? The man could squash my nuts into oblivion. You make me make a phony phone call to Edward Rooney? The man could squash my nuts into oblivion. And that's the conclusion of today's podcast. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for listening. I'll talk to you next time. Are you still here? That's it. It's over. Go home.